What's up, Red Sea Nation? Back at you with another one again. On today, I am TA of Noble Sports Entertainment. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do not miss an upload, because on this channel we talk sports, period. And on today, we got a great show for you on today, and we're going to cover no other than Isaiah Simmons. We're going to talk about Isaiah Simmons because it needs to be talked about. You know, if you're a Cardinals fan, you want to see growth out of the young guys, especially the linebackers that you drafted for the last 2 seasons, Isaiah Simmons and one Mr. Zaven Collins. Now, I'm going to talk about Zaven Collins because I feel like Vance Joseph should have played him more. Now, I know Vance Joseph got to talking about basically it was 3 and 4 wide receiver sets out there, so it kind of kept Zaven Collins at bay just a little bit, and they had Jordan Hicks out there more. It's like, what are you going to do? Either you're going to play Zaven Collins and let him get the experience out there, or you're going to play Jordan Hicks. Now, no knock to Jordan Hicks because he was the team's leading tackler alongside Buda Baker last year. But if you're going to let these young guys go, you have to let them go. You know, there's no excuses for Vance Joseph playing Jordan Hicks more than Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins needs to be out there. You need to see what you got in these linebackers, because they need to hit the ground running. I believe if these linebackers are good, Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins, this team is going to take off. Now, I know what Jordan Hicks brings to the table. Yes, last season, he led the team in tackles with Buda Baker with 118 tackles. So he's a solid linebacker. But if you drafted Zaven Collins to just bring him in periodically throughout the games, that's not going to be any good for his growth and development. I understand you want to play Jordan Hicks on certain packages and stuff like that and get him out on the field in certain situations. I understand that, and I'm okay with that as a fan. But at the same time, you want to make sure that Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons is a great tandem, a great linebacker duo. Now, I want to talk about Isaiah Simmons in this video because he's not being talked about a lot. Everybody is celebrating Chandler Jones. Everybody's giving Chandler Jones all of his props, and rightfully so. The guy had 5 sacks in 1 game, 3 sacks in 1 quarter. So you definitely want to give a shout out, a huge shout out to Chandler Jones. Plus, he's coming off an injury from last year, hurting his bicep. But we know what Chandler Jones brings to the table. He is a predator out on the football field. The guy does nothing but hunt quarterbacks all season long, and he's going to be doing that this year. Now, against the Minnesota Vikings, I don't know what type of schemes they'll throw his way, but I'm gonna predict that Chandler Jones has at least 2 sacks in that ball game. He could have more, but I'm gonna just give him 2 just to be on the safe side. Now, one, Mr. Isaiah Simmons, who I think that is coming of age, and I want to talk about Isaiah Simmons because I feel like they're starting to put him in the right situations out on the football field. I watched that Titans game, and I saw Isaiah Simmons all over the field. He was lined up in the middle. He was lined up as a defensive end. He was lined up in the inside. He was everywhere. And I seen Isaiah Simmons making a lot of tackles on Derrick Henry in the backfield and stopping Derrick Henry a lot. And you need that. You need linebackers like Isaiah Simmons who have the smarts to be able to shoot through gaps. But not only that, to me, Isaiah Simmons is probably going to be one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL. He has the skill set to get it done. This is a guy who we're talking about who ran a 4.3 in the 40 at the combine. Isaiah Simmons can be the real deal. This guy is, now they're starting to kind of use him kind of how like Clemson used him, got him all playing everywhere. But definitely, man, wherever he's effective at, you know, you want to put him at. But I saw Isaiah Simmons making a lot of big plays against the Tennessee Titans, and a lot of people are not talking about that. And I just want to bring some spotlight and attention to Isaiah Simmons because you want to see this young guy grow. You want to see the baby bottle being taken away. You want to see the pacifier being taken away. You want to see the train. You want to see the training wheels that's on the bike be removed. And I think that that's what Arizona is finally starting to do. Isaiah Simmons is becoming a smarter and a better player out on the field, knowing where he needs to be, knowing his assignments. A lot of that stuff, you know, you got to understand, last year, Isaiah Simmons didn't have OTAs. He pretty much was thrown out to the wolves. Now, some people as rookies did really well, but guys like Justin Herbert and stuff like that, they did really well. But then it was guys like Isaiah Simmons who was getting few snaps. He wasn't out on the field all the time. And it was kind of confusing to you as a fan because you didn't know whether or not Isaiah Simmons was going to play or not play. But it looks like this year he's going to hit the ground running. I picked Isaiah Simmons to be my breakout player for the Arizona Cardinals defense because he needs to break out. If the Arizona Cardinals want to make the playoffs this season, Isaiah Simmons is going to have to be a heat-seeking missile in the backfield, and he's going to have to be great in coverage. I know what J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones bring to the table. Both of those two guys on any given Sunday can be dominant. But what about having two dominant linebackers in Xavier Collins and also Isaiah Simmons, and alongside with Jordan Hicks, who is going to be getting in the game periodically as well? So it looks like Isaiah Simmons, man, in year 2 is going to make a great leap. And if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, this is the type of news you want to see and this is the type of news you want to hear about Isaiah Simmons. I really think that sky's is the limit for this young man. And I think that Isaiah Simmons is truly going to be a better player this season. So mark my words, guys. I definitely think that Isaiah Simmons is going to have a breakout season. So get ready for it because I think that it's coming. I think that he's picking up on everything that he needs to know as a linebacker, or wherever they place him out on the field. He has the smarts to be able to play it this season. So wishing this young man nothing but the best and hoping that this season, man, he can become a Pro Bowl linebacker. You just never know. All right, Cardinals fans, I'll be back to you soon with another video. I'm out of here. Peace.